Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Brian's Horror Movies for Life YouTube channel and my October 2025 Spooktacular as we get back into the Halloween franchise here that we're revisiting. So the movie we're going to take a look at today is the seventh movie in the franchise from 1998, and that is Halloween H20 or Halloween H20. Halloween 20 years later, or Halloween 7. There's a lot of different titles this movie goes by, but yeah, Halloween H20. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So, excuse me. This is a movie that I genuinely like, but I do have some issues with it for sure, as I do with a lot of these sequels to the original. There really is no perfect movie other than one, which you could probably guess. But yeah, I like this one. I really do. I know it rubs some people the wrong way because of the tone that it goes for. It's definitely more of the post-Scream kind of Halloween movie, and you can feel it. Like Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers came out in 1995, and that still got a little bit of an edge to it, like a harder edge. And then Scream came out in 1996. This came out in 1998. And I feel like this is very much in the vein of Scream, and many other people have said it as well. That doesn't bother me so much. I can understand why some people don't like it, especially for their Halloween franchise, but I don't mind it. But the best part about this movie is right here. Jamie Lee Curtis, both her wow. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. I guess I'm not used to talking so much today. But both her performance as well as what they do with her character here, I think are the best of the franchise. I think it's Jamie Lee Curtis's best performance of the franchise for my money. And I also think it's Laurie Strode's best character arc of the franchise. And that's really what makes this movie for me. I also enjoy a lot of the characters in this movie. You have LL Cool J, Josh Hartnett, Michelle Williams, is it I forget the other actress's name. Something O'Keefe. Is it Jamie O'Keefe? No, I don't know if that's right. And the kid that plays Charlie too, the guy, I forget his name in real life. But I don't mind. I like the cast here. I think they all do a good job. I think it's certainly an improvement over the last two movies as far as the characters that we get here. I'm not saying any of them are groundbreaking, other than Jamie Lee Curtis's character, but I think they all do well. Especially Josh Hartnett, I would say, is probably the best next to Jamie Lee Curtis, and even LL Cool J. I mean, he doesn't have a huge role in the movie, but I thought he did well in what he had to do. So that's one thing I like about the movie. I really like the beginning. The prologue before the opening credits. You got a little callback to the original first couple movies, especially the first one with Marion Chambers, Dr. Loomis's nurse from the first movie. She comes home to a broken light, and her house has been broken into. And then you get Gordon Joseph Levitt in a very early role for him where he's pretty young yet, playing Jimmy. And just the whole way that it sort of kicks off with Laurie Strode's file being shown and it being emptied. And I just think it's a nice way to get into this movie and to set up what this movie would ultimately end with. And so I really like the prologue. I really like the third act. In fact, this movie has one of the best third acts of the entire franchise. Obviously, the original would be up there too. But yeah, this is a top-notch third act in this movie. In fact, there's a couple points in this movie that I actually get chills because it's so good. One of them is when Jamie Lee Curtis's character of Laurie decides not to run, but to send her son and girlfriend on his way, and then she breaks the controls to the gate and grabs an axe, and when she starts walking back towards the campus, she yells, "Michael!" And then the music kicks, and I just get goosebumps. It's one of the best moments of the entire franchise because she's tired of running, and she's going to confront Michael, and that's what I love about her character in this movie. The other moment, of course, is the very end. When she's confronted with the whole will she, won't she kind of thing, when Michael's in a a compromising position that he can't get out of himself, and he reaches out his hand for Laurie to try to help him, and you're not sure exactly what she's going to do, but just the way that I guess I won't give it away, even though you should know by now. This movie's been out for almost 30 years, 28 years, whatever it's been, but just the way that ends and it abruptly cuts to the ending credits is phenomenal. The best ending of the franchise. Well, no, it's not the best ending of the franchise. There's two other movies that I would say are up for that nomination, but this one is right there, man. I'm not sure it isn't the best very end of any movie in the franchise, if I think about it. I'm going to take Halloween 4 out of it because of the way they fuck it up in Halloween 5. That's why I can't have that ending be the best. But it's between this and the original. I'm not going to bury the lead there. But I just absolutely love the arc. The way this movie ends, it feels full circle. It feels like a perfect fitting ending for the original franchise, if you want to say movies 1, 2, and this one. I think it's a nice triple bill there. And actually... Technically, this movie ignores the Thorn trilogy, but I think if you really want the Thorn trilogy to be part of this, I think you can play mental gymnastics to do that. It doesn't fully dismiss it, especially the fact that it's Jamie Lee Curtis goes by Carrie Tate in this movie, or Laurie Strode, I should say. Pretended to die in a car accident, which we saw a clipping in part 4 that she died in a car accident. Now, in this movie, they say the same thing, except she faked her death, as she says. So, I mean, if you want to include the Thorn trilogy, I don't think it's impossible. But I guess my point is the first 6 of the first 7 movies, not counting Halloween 3, this is the perfect ending to. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, those are the things I really like about the movie. I think it has good atmosphere, like I said, very much in the Scream sort of tone and atmosphere. But the kills are decent. They're not the best of the franchise. They're not the worst of the franchise in terms of the kills or the gore or anything. I do like the dumbwaiter that's sort of played into the movie and what they do with that. I don't mind the college campus setting in Glenbrook. Again, a lot of people are mad that it's not in Haddonfield, but there's 5 movies before this that took place in Haddonfield, so you can watch those anytime you want. But I actually liked the new setting. I thought it was appropriate. And like I said, the dumbwaiter scenes I liked. And just the overall campus setting. So I think that covers all the things I liked. I talked about the characters and the performances and who's in the movie. Now let's talk about the crap part of this movie. This guy right here. Not so much the portrayal by Chris Durand, although it's not one of my favorites. I'm not going to say he's the worst portrayal of the franchise. I still like him better than Don Shanks. And maybe a couple other guys. Brad Lorry from the next movie that we'll get into. But it's The Mask. Once again, I don't understand why this franchise has such a hard fucking time trying to get The Mask consistent throughout this franchise. And this movie might be the worst of them all, because not only do they use a mask for the majority of it that I don't like, they use multiple masks, including a CGI mask at one point. I mean, why? I don't get it. I don't understand why they keep changing the masks, and I don't understand why they went with the decisions that they did on the masks. Just when I like the one from Part 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, then they go back to the garbage again. I absolutely cannot stand the mask in this movie. As you can see, basically the mask is right up against his face, and you can actually see his eyes, like the human skin and the human eyeball and everything. That just takes away so much from the creepy factor of Michael Myers. He's at his best when it looks like this, when it's all darkness. There's no eyeball there. There's certainly no skin to be shown. And even if there was skin, why the hell is it perfectly never been burned, which we know it has been in the context of these movies? It just doesn't make any sense, and I hate it. I absolutely despise it. I'm also not a big fan of the score in this movie. They They try something different, a little bit more modern, I guess, but it's kind of a I don't know. I can't really do it, but if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Obviously the Halloween score, the theme is still there, and that's great. Especially in the parts that I mentioned earlier in my favorite part in my pros for this movie. But some of the other score stuff, the score is a very mixed bag because I do have the Halloween theme score, which is very good once again, but everything else sucks as far as the score goes in this movie. God damn, sorry guys. I don't know why I guess I'm not that used to talking that much. I don't know, maybe that's it for cons. This is a movie that really, it all sets up for the third act. I mean, Michael doesn't kill anybody after the prologue until the third act, basically. And it's a build-up. It's a little bit like the original in that regard, but not quite as good. But it's all a build-up. You see Michael coming in his vehicles as he swaps them out. Laurie's having trouble. I absolutely love Laurie Strode's character in this movie, though. That's the best thing about this movie, as I said before, because she has the kind of trauma that's more realistic in this movie. Not like the David Gordon Green trilogy, where she's Sarah Connor, basically. That never really did it for me. This seems much more realistic and much more true to the original Halloween movie, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't think I have any other cons. The big one is Michael. And the score. Part of the score, anyway. Everything else I don't mind. I really don't. But the mask really does ruin it for me, as well as Chris Duran's portrayal and that score that I talked about. Not the Halloween theme, but the other music that they use to try to build up tension when it actually does the opposite of that. But I don't know. All that being said, guys, this was a perfect way to end the franchise. And some days I choose to say they did end the franchise with this movie on opposed to the next one that we're going to get into. But I can understand why it's not everybody's favorite, too. It definitely has a different tone. Anyway, I'm going to end it there. That's Halloween H20 from 1998. Go ahead and comment down below your guys' thoughts on this movie. Do you like it a lot more or less than I do? I like it quite a bit. I don't love it, but I do like it. But I will say that I'm not as high on it as I was the first 3 or 4 times that I watched it, like in the first 10 years after it came out. There are some things I noticed that just kind of take me out of the movie and I don't like as much. But go ahead and comment down below your thoughts on this movie. Please like this video, hit the little notification bell, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It would really help me out. The future of the channel, the content that created. With all that being said, I hope everybody's having a good first half of October. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay scared.